Hello. Let's see. Are we live? There we go. The camera backwards. Yes, this is a fire pit stream. Can you hear me okay? Should I get on here and I can see what you guys are typing? Hey. Should I get on here and I can... All right. Welcome, Cricket. So, yeah, there were a few things I kind of wanted to show after some new orders of protection have been put in place and the disposition of Gregory Bovino has been released so that we can see that fully. And the way he answers questions, pretty much I have in my lives catching him in multiple lies. So I'll have him, what I plan on doing is having him answer a question and then showing on my live what he actually did. So, hey, Purple Rain, nice to see you. Yeah, I have a mic, two mics out, one towards the speaker of where I'll be using the audio for the footage that we'll be going over. And then one audio mic on me. So we have that. And then in between, after we can do some Q&A. If people have questions and all, we can do that. Hey, Nana, I hope you're all packed and ready to go. Hey, Rodney. But yeah, it was interesting watching Bovino's deposition and just like all of the lies that were coming out of his mouth was just like, I got you there. I got you there. I got you there just with my live footage. Just imagine all the people who could pop in here and show all of their footage to show all the lies that he was spouting. So, yeah, and I haven't done this with this new crowd that we have here for the ICE Broadview Center and everything that's been going down here in Chicago. And especially, you know, we've been getting more coverage on the major networks. If you're familiar with my channel and familiar with Nana's even, she's in the chat. Neither one of us are very fond of the LMNOP soup corporate media. And that includes, for me, I'll speak for myself, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, all the legacy media junkets. They not only have to answer to their corporations, which they're heavily funded, and the FCC, but also their sponsors. Yeah, the alphabet media, there we go, like Nana said. So we've seen a turn here in Chicago where the alphabet media has been covering a little bit more, locally at least, what's been going on. And I think that has a lot to do with the locations, unfortunately. There's been so many instances of people of brown skin, of black skin, that have been detained, kidnapped, whatever you want to call it, and sent to Broadview, which a judge has now called and said it was like a concentration camp. And I'm not mincing words here. They actually said that. I can't remember. There's Judge Ellis and Judge, what's the other judge's name? There's so many court cases going on at the same time. It's hard to keep them straight. Yet, we'll figure it out because I do have it queued up here in a tab. I do apologize for my voice. I do have a little bit of some side effects from an injection I have to take for work. So yeah, I'll probably be suffering for a couple of days, but I figured, well, while I'm here, I might as well do something and maybe answer some questions and show how certain people, Vivino, has lied. And there's proof of that here with my footage and what he states. So don't you know, I'm not sure if you're ill-informed or what, but people with documentation, with work visas, with work permits, with citizenship papers and their passports have been detained. So there are multiple lawsuits against ICE and DHS. So yeah, if we see some of those messages, honestly, I don't have to go through and spoon feed these folks. I'm really here for the audience that already knows really what's going on with watching different live streams, not watching just the alphabet soup news. Unless you live locally, what track I was on and what I was saying earlier was that, don't you know, yes, I do. Oh my God. So do I have it on subscriber mode only? I need to put it on sub mode only. Give me a minute. Let me just make sure that I have that on. Community moderation. Oh, I didn't. Subscribers. And let's do 5 minutes. So there we go. And how do I pull that down now? Come on. There we go. I think we got it. And let's see if we can get it back to looking at that. This is a chimenea. If for those of you that haven't seen it before, this is my backyard. So yeah, there we go. Subscriber mode only. We'll get rid of some of the folks that creep on in. Yes, sub mode is on. And that'll be easier to get rid of some of the folks that are just naysayers in the, I'll say, mega cult. Many times I've said that, you know, I don't lean left, I don't lean right, I'm somewhere in the middle. I do that because, and I'll get back to my main point, but I do that because, you know, I need to evaluate every politician. It doesn't mean that I always vote blue, always vote red, or independent. It's an educated choice that I make depending upon research. And does that oftentimes mean that my moral compass leans left? Yeah, I'll admit that. Yet I do believe, even though that tends to happen in the past and may in the future, that doesn't mean that they're not corrupt and taking money and end up really rich afterwards and should be public servants and hardly making much money at all. So anyways, I do have a bias, and that is my moral compass. So, and my critical thinking. Anyways, what I was, the track I was on earlier was that we have been getting more coverage in the alphabet soup news lately because in my neighborhood in Old Irving Park, we've seen tear gas or really violent attacks that were really out of control, and kids were present walking down the streets on the way to a Halloween parade. That happened last week. And just this week, yesterday morning, in North Center, very close to Roscoe Village. There are two neighboring neighborhoods here. And North Center has a huge place in my heart because I've lived there for many years and worked there for many years. And so, anyways, that daycare center was used by many of my previous coworkers. And her sister, the woman that was detained, her sister worked there, her child was there. Many children witnessed ICE agents go in room to room to room, yelling and asking for information, and then dragging that poor woman out. And when someone pisses off white people and they get more involved, it tends to get more attention. And those two cases that I'm talking about right now, in my neighborhood of Old Irving Park and in North Center, were huge, covered tremendously. And it also, because it involved kids, right? And these kids are going to be traumatized for what they saw. Not just the kids of the mother who had a visa or work permit to be there, and her sister was saying, hey, I have her papers right here. She is legal and she is in the process of getting her citizenship. Did they listen? No. And we've seen this time and time and time again before. Yet what happens is that those stories don't get the attention unless they're on lives or YouTube lives or certain channels that are covering things unedited. And I guess white privilege and money talks. Money wins here, even in Chicago, with all of our immigrants. And so we've seen in the last couple of weeks more and more coverage. So anyways, there's that. Secondly, I was going to show I'll give just one example of what happened with Gregory Bovino's testimony. Let's hear what he has to say. And then I'll give a short clip of what I have here on what actually happened. So I can try to point the camera. You'll hear everything just fine, but I can try to point my camera towards the screen here. It might be weird for me to do. You'll at least hear it. I think him talking, it's just him sitting in a chair talking. It's a deposition. But when I show the footage of the live, I think that's important for you to see as well. So that's when I'll turn the camera on. So let's see what Bovino says about excessive force. Pull up the right tab here. At the Broadview Center. And he goes further into the two examples that I just gave earlier as well. But here's this one. This was captured, I believe, yesterday. And this is from the Chicago Tribune. Okay, that's my source here. It's titled Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino's Deposition. You can easily find it on YouTube, Chicago Tribune, Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino Deposition. Uh-oh. Something's not working with the audio. Let me double check that this is still connected here. And I'll restart. Okay. The correct speaker. All right.
My silver PRO chip MacBook 1.4.
Use of force was more than exemplary.
Objective form lacks foundation.
MacBook 1.4.
There was no use.
Objective form lacks foundation.
Any evidence that your dad was confronted by violent confronted by Broadway several Broadway in Chicago for Operation.
Okay, that sounds weird to me. So hold on. I'm picking a tab, another tab. Okay, that sounds weird. Yep. All right. Sorry. Yeah, I had 2 tabs open. So let me start that over. Sorry.
Objective Form Lacks Foundation.
Here we go.
Sorry, I'll restate the question. You have been at the Broadview ICE facility in Broadview, Illinois on a number of occasions since you arrived in Chicago for Operation Midway Blitz, have you not?
I have been to that location, yes, many
And
times.
you have seen uses of force. You've seen pepper balls being discharged at protesters.
Objective Form Lacks Foundation.
I don't remember specific pepper balls being launched at demonstrators or protesters or whatever the word is. that
If
you
I
just
was
used.
to substitute the word violent mobs and assaulted individuals, would you acknowledge then that you've seen pepper balls discharged at folks at the Broadview ICE facility?
I have seen less lethal devices discharged at violent rioters and or assaulted individuals.
You have seen CS
Okay. So let's stop right there. He is saying, he just stated, and let me know if I'm wrong, that he didn't recall dispersing or giving orders of dispersing unlethals, less lethals, however you call them, to protesters, and then he calls them rioters. So let me just show you. So many things up here. 505, I think it is. Yeah. All right, here we go. Nose again. Get a whiff of something again. Jeez. Fast forward a little bit. It's very touchy. If I do too much, it'll. Yeah, he said he didn't see them used. That's a good point, Peace. So you will see him there, not only watching them be used, but giving the order for them to be used. And a lot of the pepper balls go directly towards me and a few people standing beside me who were well upon the sidewalk more cowbell into the grass. I love that skit. Christopher Walken. Okay, we're talking about more cowbell. So good. Okay, so this is the 4th time they're coming through. I'll try to. Here they come. Oh my God! Actually, I need to watch this back. This is crazy. They're knocking people in the cars. They're shooting. They're shooting. I'll be quiet now until the end. I'm already here. Right there. Too far, well onto the sidewalk, and I got hit right there. That was the first time I got hit, I believe, that day. many times before that, but that was the first time Gregory Vivino ordered the charge. And I will show you earlier on the day he was leading the charge. That was the fourth walk. 4-4. That's me hacking up a lung.
Oh, God.
What are you doing that makes the world better? Nothing's fucking changing!
Why the fuck did it do that? No spamming.
Chat and check while I'm coughing up a lung.
I'm back. I don't know. Oh my God.
Okay. I don't know how much more I can watch of this. I think you get the gist. And if you want, I'll show you a little
My
bit
dad is a Nazi!
that shows him very
This
clearly.
year, go fucking protect the school! Shut up!
No, they only go to schools and kidnap kids.
Really, for reporting?
They do this to citizens.
Right here, this is where you'll see Vivino very up close and personal after he takes down his first guy. They're chasing two different men. One is the lawyer who's suing. Robert is his name. He's in a red t-shirt. He was halfway mooning them at the thing.
They're chasing the guy in the red t-shirt because he was in the road a little too much. And then chasing the white t-shirt guy.
Yep, you guys can see that. That's happening right there in front of us. Some less lethal ammunition going off as well. Appears to be tear gas as well as pepper spray balls.
The pepper spray. I want to say it's we are back.
You don't get hit by that
Sorry,
ammunition.
had it zoomed in, sorry. Guys
But
yelling.
again, we're continuously hearing from these ICE officers in ICE operations that they are
So you don't hear this piece me talking right now?
at this protester. They're screaming out in agony at this point.
I'm putting it closer to my mouth so you can. So after this guy is detained, you'll
What's
see
your name?
Greg Bovino much closer.
911!
Okay. We got his name, we got his birthday, we know who he is.
Good.
There's a National Lawyers Guild here. They will be helping him out. You just got right in front of him, dude. He's all bloodied up. His elbows, his forehead. is cut up, bleeding.
So this is very hard for me to watch. I might fast forward a little bit of this. What you can see on this perp walk back is Gregory Bavino. In a little bit, you'll see him pan to the right, pan to the left, like he's going down the red carpet. They have their own press circuit, their own press media that does creative things with not just
he put his
footage,
foot in the
but
street,
using AI.
and it was like a taunt to them, and then they took him down.
Debunked. I just moved it closer to my mouth so that you can distinguish between my voiceover when filming and then my voiceover now. That's John from Status Coop there. I was able to race up with him and keep the pace for that one up to the gentleman in white, but not Robert. I could not keep pace up with Robert and John. So kudos to them. So can you see this? Can you see Greg? And it shows better in a different clip, which I'll show too. I'm trying not to. And I'll even say during the video, oh, look, he's panning right, he's panning left, looking at the camera.
Technically, they're on the road, but
oh, this is when the vet gets
maybe
it.
because they're press.
It's a little bit after this that the vet gets it. I wasn't planning on showing that, but it is all together here. We just passed him a minute ago. He's a U.S. Air Force vet. I had done an interview with him earlier that day. There's Bavino right there.
Yeah, that's exactly why y'all.
What are these people coming in now?
Where is the appeal process?
Okay, here we go.
Where is the appeal process?
Stop.
It's not due process.
Look
This is
left.
kidnapping.
Right.
This is
What
kidnapping.
does this even more so?
Where's the appeal process? Shame on you. There's no due process.
You really want the definition of propaganda? This is a video that should be shown, especially when he's panning so much.
Go home!
One of the four walks at Beach Street.
Man. Yeah, oh, look at Rambo, just hit! Just hit!
Biggest in the front too. Stop kidnapping people. Stop kidnapping people.
Get back! Get back!
So guy in the hat, boom, there he goes down. He was pushed.
They just pushed him down.
There is a better angle of this from a different vantage point, not mine. I'm more towards his back, but when you look at the sideways view, you totally see that he was pushed down.
Get back!
I am very upset. I do say some words here.
That is a vet that you're arresting. That is a veteran.
Why can you recognize that? You are bringing people
Not impede or interfere!
That is a veteran that you are arresting. You pushed down a veteran and you're arresting him.
Okay, I don't want to hear my screechy voice. I don't need to. So, anyways, I want to get to So it was at 3:36 beforehand when he was doing the perp walk.
Be helping him out. Okay.
I'll look for it as soon as I see. Oh, says good. But when he is doing the left, right, center, side of the vehicle, I am announcing that. We've gotten to that part. I can try to find that while we're just chit-chatting from the fire lots of and I can play the TRO that came out today.
Technically, they're on the road, but maybe because they're pressed.
Until I find that waste your time. Yeah, rewatch footage that we've already seen. So let's get back on the fire. Let me zoom back out. Here we go. And while the fire is going, I will play some clips of a news conference that came out on Fox 32 Chicago earlier today, around 3 hours ago, describing from various people that got hit by tear gas, pepper balls, and such, and what their response is to the new TRO that is in place as of today by the judge.
Today, in a powerful ruling, Judge Ellis entered an injunction preventing the Trump administration from using unlawful violence against the press, against the clergy, against protesters, and against folks observing all over this community. We applaud Judge Ellis's powerful ruling and the protection that it will provide. American courts have to act in this precarious moment to uphold the Constitution and to uphold our democracy. For weeks, the Trump administration has deployed Gregory Bovino and his gang of thugs to terrorize our community. They have tear gassed dozens of residential neighborhoods. They have abused the elderly. They have abused pregnant women. They have abused young children. On our streets, they have used weapons of war. We want to be clear. Every person who is associated with or who has enabled the Trump administration's violence in Chicago should be ashamed of themselves. What is the Trump administration's excuse for this unlawful behavior? It imagines that Chicago is a war zone full of terrorists and criminals. But as Judge Ellis powerfully reminded us in her ruling today, that is not the Chicago that we know and that we love. In the past, reminded us in her ruling today, that is not the Chicago that we know and that we love. In the past, reminded us in her ruling today, that is not the Chicago that we know and that we love. In the past, reminded us in her ruling today, that is not the Chicago that we know and that we love. In the past, reminded us in her ruling today, that is not the Chicago that we know and that we love. In the past, reminded us in her ruling today, that is not the Chicago that we know and that we love. In the past, reminded us in her ruling today, that is not the Chicago that we know and that we love. In the past, reminded us in her ruling today, that is not the Chicago that we know and that we love. In the past, reminded
All right, it should just be that one.
us in her ruling today, that is not the Chicago that we know and that we love.
There we go. Sorry about that. Double tabs. And then here we go, play. Sorry about that. Double tabs. Here we go. Thought I was going to. Okay, let me refresh. There we go. And
in the end. You're going to hear from
okay, let me refresh.
who are part of this effort, and you're going to hear from some of our clients. But first, I want to hand it over.
There we go. And
in the end, you're going to hear from.
okay, let me refresh.
And you're going to hear from some of our clients. But first, I want to hand it over.
There we go. And
in the end, you're going to hear from.
Refresh.
And you're going to hear from some of our clients. But first, I want to hand it over.
There we go. And
in the end, you're going to hear from.
refresh.
And you're going to hear from some of our clients. But first, I want to hand it over.
There we go. And
in the end, you're going to hear from.
refresh.
And you're going to hear from some of our clients. But first, I want to hand it over.
There we go. And to a different
in the end,
browser. Double check.
you're going to hear from.
Refresh.
And you're going to hear from some of our clients. But first, I want to hand it over.
There we go. And to a different
in the end,
browser.
you're going to hear from.
Refresh.
And you're going to hear from some of our clients. But first, I want to hand it over.
There we go. And to a different
in the end, you're going to hear from.
refresh.
As Steve said,
And you're going to hear from some of our clients. But first, I want to hand it over.
There we go. And to a different
in the end,
Okay, I'm not sure what's going on there. That's a lot of jumble. Until then, I'll play something in the background and you can ask your questions and I'll get that queued up. So there's two things I need to get queued up. That one should have been the easy one. But, okay, so we have two. I see what the problem was. Okay. Let's try this one more time, I think. Do.
My silver PRO chip MacBook 1-4.
people on the street, people with their kids, people near schools, and some people don't like it, and they have a right to protest.
My silver
They have a right
PRO
to
chip
stand up and say,
MacBook
"We don't want
1-4.
this. Go home, leave our community." People on the street, people with their kids, people near schools, and some people don't like it, and they have a right to protest.
My silver PRO chip MacBook 1-4.
This, go home, leave our community. People on the street, people with their kids, people near schools, and some people don't like it, and they have
Okay, I'm not sure why it's playing double. I only have one tab of this open, and to cut it off, I'm just going to cut off all other tabs. Okay, this one, oh, that could be it. Okay, this, oh, that could be it. Okay, so if you turn on that one, and I mute it, and turn this one on,
And
make
I
their
muted.
voices heard and say we disagree with this. When ICE is grabbing people on the street,
Turn this one on.
grabbing people walking, not harming anything, people who have been part of the community for 20 years, people are
And
not
I
having their
muted.
voices heard. They're protesting. We disagree with destroying families. When ICE is grabbing people on the street,
Turn this one on.
so when they are making their voices heard,
It's
harming
not letting
anything,
me
people who have been part of the
mute.
community for 20 years, people are
And
not
I
having
muted.
disagree with destroying families. When ICE is grabbing people on the street,
Turn this one on.
making
Okay.
their voices
There we
heard for people saying, go home, we don't like it. They're met with basically militarization by
Alright,
basically
here we go.
soldiers with enormous
For now,
guns,
and then I'll go
enormous
over
shows of
to
force.
different
Oftentimes there's more
browser.
officials, more agents, more soldiers than there are protesters, and they're trying to squash the protests. And that caused us to go to court and to ask the court to enforce the Constitution, to enjoin them from that lawless behavior. And there was a hearing. And that
Probably
hearing
would
was
have been
yesterday, and it was
easier
a
had I done
time
it
for
on
evidence. So you got the two
OBS.
narratives. The plaintiffs
Restream.
put on evidence, and you'll hear from these witnesses that the protesters are peaceful. They're saying what they say, and they're not causing violence. There's not lawless mobs. We in Chicago know that's true. But the
One of
government has
those
this
yet.
narrative that they're putting out in sign bites and
I
on
just wanted
Fox
to keep
News
this
that,
simple.
oh, criminality, lawlessness, riots in the street. It's just not true.
I had too much.
So at the
going on
hearing,
here.
it was a time for evidence. And when we
Two
put on the
windows
evidence,
open.
the evidence was protesters are
We got
protesting
it.
peacefully,
I've
and they're
fixed
being
it now.
shot at, and they're being gassed. When it was the government's turn, they had nothing. They got 500 enforce the Constitution.
Whoop.
Where's the evidence of weapons? They showed a guy in a body cam with a shield. That's their example of weapons in Chicago.
We
a
just
shield.
found out that
they
ICE
said, well, where are
agents are
these
staying
assaults?
in
You're saying
Lombard
agents are getting
at the
assaulted.
Townhome Suites
Well, look
Hotel.
at this woman.
Yeah,
she
we
kicked the
have
tear gas
multiple
canister that we
reports
threw at her.
of
That's an
different
assault on a
hotels
tear
that they're
gas
staying
canister.
at. I've actually
That's what they had
seen
on
them at a
video. That's what
couple.
they showed. What they're
And so
saying
has
isn't
some
matching
other
reality.
news
And you know, the
agencies.
world doesn't know what's
So,
reality. People don't live in
I think they're
Chicago. People in Chicago
dispersing.
doing
They're
something.
not
So
just
that's why
using
you have
one.
courts. And we had a hearing,
But
and the
it's
judge
good
heard
to know
evidence,
and have
and
a
she
list
concluded
of places.
unambiguously the government's evidence is not credible. They didn't have anything. They had nothing. All they have is just calling us criminals and lawless, and it's just not true. So it was a very important day. The judge issued an injunction that stops ICE and the federal agents from attacking protesters, from using non-lethal bullets, from gassing
we'll see
people.
what happens with
and
this
they
new
are now
TRO, the
instructed that they
last
have to
TRO.
respect the First Amendment, and that the press in particular is allowed to do what the press
Some things changed,
does.
some
So you're
things
going to
didn't.
hear from our client Raven Geary now, who is one of our journalist clients who's a plaintiff in this lawsuit. Me? I'm Steve Art, ART from
You
Logan.
said you found out because the ICE agent gave it as his.
I'm used to being on the
address
other
after
side of
the
this,
arrest.
so
It was
feeling a
on
little
body cam. Wow.
awkward. I don't have much prepared.
Okay.
Like everybody else, I wake up every morning now and I check what ICE is doing. I spend my mornings tracking their activity across the city. Right now, this very moment, Bovino and his
Welcome
caravan
in.
are circling Little Village in Bridgeport. They
Soup
fired
out,
chemical
Omar.
weapons just a few minutes ago. I can't tell you if it was pepper balls or tear gas. They've arrested people in Aurora and Cicero this morning. And every day there are so many incidents and so many kidnappings, it's impossible to keep up.
The
In
fire's
agreeing
going
to
pretty
even be
good.
a plaintiff on this case after an ICE agent in a skull mask shot me in the face down the barrel of my camera lens, I hesitated. I'm not big on the system. But I kept coming back to some lines from a poem by Diane De Palma, who was arrested twice by the FBI for her poetry. She writes in Revolutionary Love Letter number 8, "No one way works. It will take all of us shoving at the thing from all sides to bring it down." The most authentic I can be right now is in telling you all lawsuits aren't enough. Journalism isn't enough. Protests aren't enough. Rapid response isn't enough. Know your rights trainings aren't enough. Elections aren't enough. Most days, I don't know how to make a life anymore amidst all this devastation. And what I've experienced at the hands of these agents is but a sliver of what they're doing to their captives, to the families they're ripping apart, and the people they're sweeping off the street. What's happening around us defies description at this point. I'm running out of words to explain the depth of the violence and the terror, and I think someday we may have to invent new words for this period in history.
Going
It's
back
occupation,
through chat, seeing if
it's war.
There's any questions?
It's also
towards
the beginning
me.
of a genocide. ICE has
if
already
anyone
killed and
has
maimed
any
people, and they will
questions,
continue
please
if not stopped. We need to be clear
ahead and
with the words we're using
let-
to describe what's going
let
on.
loose.
This is white nationalism. They are removing people by the thousands from our communities because of the color of their skin and shipping them to prisons. We are not even 1 year into this administration yet, and it will get worse if we don't stop it. If people think a reporter can't be this opinionated, let them think that. I know what's right and what's wrong. I don't feel an ounce of shame saying that this is wrong, and I should not have to be standing here today.
Someone said about
As someone who is often
Obama
extremely
and his
critical and cynical about the
deportations,
systems in
which
place
was
that are enabling this,
completely
I'll also
different,
say
and
this.
People had due
We
process
can't
then.
afford
People weren't
cynicism right now.
kidnapped off of the streets.
Whoever
so-
you are, you have a place in stopping this.
Hello.
Maybe it's in
Huge
the courtroom,
difference.
maybe it's in the
I'm tired of
press,
that
maybe it's in the
argument.
streets, but you do have to do something. You do have to try. You were born here at this time and in this place to play a part. Chicago doesn't belong to the feds. It belongs to the people who built it. And even above that, it belongs to the indigenous people who were here first, people who are not that distantly related to the ones migrating here in search of a better life. So to Commander Bavino, I just have one final thing to say, which is get out.
Thank you, Ray. Next up are attorneys David B. Owens and Elizabeth Wong.
Introduce yourself. Hi, I'm attorney David B. Owens. I'm also a professor at the University of Washington School of Law. And I am in this
I'll try
country.
not to talk too much.
I live and I exist because my dad
Oh,
came from
hard to hear
Nigeria
me. Okay, I'll
and was
make
able
sure
to
I
get his
pick
MBA
up
in
my mic
Washington
when I
State,
do
a
that
faraway
then.
place I was born. That is why I exist.
Try
That is
not
why
to
I'm
interrupt
able to
so
be
much.
here. And as it turns out, we're all here because our parents came from somewhere else. Most of us here are non-native people. We are here because our parents came from somewhere else because they wanted to give us an opportunity. They wanted to give us the chance to move forward with our lives. So why we brought this lawsuit, Liz is in a very similar background, is because it's a fundamental right that people have to exist and to try to work hard for themselves. And that's what's being attacked here. The idea that there is a right of dignity that we all have in our own humanity, that we all have a right to get together and say, you know what, we're not going to stand up for this. And so we as attorneys are compelled to be here. No pasaran. Come with us. They shall not pass. Make our fight your fight. And that's what this is about. Why we are here, because we are all in this together. We are a collective of people in the city of Chicago, in Waukegan, in Evanston, in Aurora, in Logan Square. They gassed 3 blocks from my house. This could happen to anybody and everybody, which is why we need you. Other people who have come here so they could have an opportunity to make our fight your fight.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Wong, W-A-N-G. I'm an attorney at Lovey & Lovey, and I am an immigrant. I came to this country with my parents when I was 2.5 years old, and I'm a naturalized citizen. And I also resided in Chicago for over 20 years. And seeing what they have done and what they've accused the people of Chicago and in the other towns and villages in this district of doing, the lies, the fabrications, it's really, really heartbreaking. And this case affects all of us, as David was saying, personally, because we are all from somewhere else. And so I think that one of the most important things
We've
that I
watched
want to
many
say
videos. It
about
depends on
this
the video
case,
you're
about
talking
the
about.
court system, and about the press is
Welcome
how
in,
important
by
it
the
is
way.
to
Nice
speak
to see you.
truth to power. And I don't want to be, trite, but I am going to quote George Orwell in his words from 1984. He said in that book, the party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and your ears. That was its final, most essential command. And I urge everyone, not just the press who are assembled here, but everyone, to be the eyes and ears to fight the lies that we're seeing coming out of this administration.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Liz. Next up is Reverend Black from the First Presbyterian Church of Chicago in Woodlawn. Reverend Black.
Good afternoon. My name is Reverend David Black. I am the senior pastor of the First Presbyterian Church of Chicago. In my parish, folks call me Pastor Black, and you're welcome to use either. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Recognize him. He was
In Jesus'
the
name.
pastor that was hit, and they had multiple.
I am here to stand in solidarity with my neighbors as the gospel has commanded me. If the videos of ICE's assaults on myself and other religious leaders have moved you, please be reminded of those we cannot see, both undocumented immigrants and documented citizens who have been abducted and disappeared in the Trump administration's vicious campaign against public safety and human rights. Please join me in praying for our neighbors, praying with the meditations of our hearts, and praying just as much with the words of our mouths and the works of our hands and our feet. Yesterday, I testified as a witness regarding the events of September 19th, 2025. On that day, I was violently assaulted by ICE agents at the Broadview detention facility at 1930 Beach Street, while I was praying and ministering to the agents and those in detention within the facility. I stood wearing my clergy collar and with my arms outstretched towards 3 ICE agents in militarized tactical gear, standing on the roof of the facility. I warned them of the spiritual consequences of their acts, and I pleaded with them to repent and to believe the good news that Jesus Christ unconditionally forgives and restores all sinners who earnestly repent and commit themselves to peace, truth, and love. In response to these prayers, ICE agents opened fire on me. Without warning, they shot me at least 7 times, including on my face and on my head. The company which produces pepper balls in Lake Forest, Illinois, warns on page 4 of its safety manual that aiming pepper balls at a person's head, face, spine, or neck can cause serious injury or death. As the independent observers at Human Rights Watch have reported, this is not crowd control, but a campaign of intimidation and a clear message that dissent will be punished. As a follower of Jesus Christ and a minister of his mercy and grace, and a beneficiary of both, I forgive the ICE officers who shot me and physically assaulted me. As an American citizen, I am moved to call for justice and accountability so that these assaults on my civil rights and freedom of religious expression will never be visited upon another person in these lands. Lastly, I am standing before you to bear witness about the pluralistic, leaderless, and sponsorless autonomous collective of protesters who have been assembling at Broadview and throughout the city of Chicago to endure the brutality of ICE as they bravely denounce the Trump administration's evil agenda to bring heinous violence against our neighbors and our communities. I do not speak for this collective, but I do bear witness to their value, to their virtue, and to the peaceful and compassionate nature of our protests against ICE. We have brought our voices in prayers, in words of condemnation, and in songs of liberation. In response, we have been shot with near-lethal munitions, we have been tear-gassed, we have been doused in chemical weapons, concussed, and subjected to campaigns of terror. There are those who have characterized my acts as political resistance. They are wrong. I'm a pastor. I am not a political activist. I have gone to the Broadview ICE facility 7 times to pray, to evangelize, and to call ICE agents to repent. My sincere desire is to see ICE agents delivered from the wickedness which binds their souls, and for all whom they have kidnapped and brutalized to be restored to the homes and the communities where they choose to belong. Thank you to Judge Ellis and her staff for affirming and upholding our civil rights. Our work now continues until the same rights and justice apply to every person who chooses to live in these lands. You will continue to find us on the streets and in the courts, striving in love for God and for our neighbors to realize the dream of an America where all are liberated and at peace. May God have mercy and save these United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Black. Next up, attorneys Teresa Kleinhaus and Wally Hilke.
We're not going to watch all of this.
Good afternoon. My name is Wally Hilke, Wallylylke. I'm a law professor and I direct the Community and Justice and Civil Rights Clinic at Northwestern Law School. My colleague Tess and I are going to talk a little bit about how what the lawyers have done
as I key things up
pales
again.
in comparison
We can play a
to what
little music in the
community members in
background
Chicago,
that's not
in
copyrighted.
Evanston and throughout
And,
the area
watch the
have
fire,
done, and their
And
bravery
you
in this
guys can
moment.
bring on the questions.
For months, people
Get
have
this set up
opposed the
right,
brutal
and-
tactics of immigration agents in their
Zoomed out.
communities and at the
There we
Broadview
go.
ICE facility. And for months, people have had reason to believe that if they go out and speak and express their voices, they will be harmed. They will be tear gassed. They will be arrested. They will be shoved to the ground. They may
Yeah, let
suffer
me know if you
traumatic
have any
brain
questions. I'll do
injury.
my best
They
to
may have
answer them.
weapons pointed at them. We have
As
nearly,
I cue other
maybe more
things up.
than 80
Or, you know what, I might
declarations
just
from
play some
people
music
who
for
have
right now as I
experienced
cue
things
things up.
just like that. And all of those people were brave twice. They were brave when they went
Some
out
of
to
you may
speak,
recognize
and they were
some of
brave
this
again when
music.
they came forward in this
Others
court.
won't.
In this moment where everything is uncertain, it is the bravery and strength of those people in our communities, whether they are seeking out immigration agents to record what they do, or if they are going outside in their bathrobes.
All right, let's turn that off. Connect to this. All right, and then let's play all here. Even though I don't agree with everything she says, some decent music here. Keep it low. At least she got rid of the guy that was bringing her down. All right, let me pull up my channel so I can see what you all are talking about. So cool. Okay, you have a question. Has ICE slowed down pepper spraying people? Are they following the judge's orders? So what I've seen, and along with others that have testified, is that they have slowed it down. In the streets, in the definitely at the ICE facility, we have intermediaries there, the U.S. State Patrol, the Sheriff's Department, Broadview Police. So yes, they have slowed things down with the TRO. That's only in place for 14 days. I'm not sure if they're going to extend it or not. So yeah. The pups are good. They're not outside with me right now. Normally they would be, but yeah, maybe my talking loudly freaks them out a little bit. But yeah, I have two rescue dogs for those of you that don't know. Spock, Mr. Spock, and Captain Kirk from Star Trek. So yeah, they're both like medium-sized dogs. Yeah, at Broadview, they definitely have cooled things down. Although I will say that just in the past couple of days, from what I've heard of from people that stay there 24/7, that and another protester, or not another protester, another documentarian, that they they have been coming out more and more. So they had been staying in or staying super far back, and you'd really have to zoom in to see the ICE agents and Border Patrol. They're coming closer and closer to the crowd of protesters and trying to get a rise out of them, which honestly, the protesters do want a face-to-face with ICE and Border Patrol, because that's who they're protesting, right? Not state troopers or Broadview or the sheriff's department. Those are intermediaries, like I said. So it gives the protesters a chance to give their peace of mind, yelling, screaming a lot of the time, because there still is quite a distance, even though they're closer. So there's that. Yet, what they tend to do is just sit there or stand there, lean against a car, and laugh it up with the U.S. state troopers. They're very in and tight with the U.S. state troopers. Not so much with the sheriff's department, not so much with Broadview, but mainly with the U.S. state troopers. So that's what's going on there, Joe Cool. And if you want me to show you the place, if you're going to be around, I know you're in Chicago now. If you want me to give you a little tour of the place or what have you, then I can do that most likely tomorrow, as long as this COVID shot doesn't have me down in the dumps again. Like today, I was going to be out there, but I decided to just do what I could here to answer some questions, because there's been so many rulings in the court. And we don't have a ruling yet about the 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. curfew yet. That's still being fought in court. In the meantime, the mayor of Broadview has put more cement blockades up. So that's weird. I don't know what to say about that, really. It's beyond where people can actually go. People can be arrested way in front of the area where they've just put more cement blockades up. So, yeah, take that for what it is. Just got back to Chicago again. Ain't been to Broadview in weeks. All right. Well, yeah, let me know if you want to go. I'll probably head over there tomorrow afternoon, and I hope to be there Saturday and Sunday too, although Saturday is going to be some pretty nasty weather. Sorry, I got a text I need to respond to.
To keep it strong within, but you can't let it go, so we can watch it grow again. The fear's intrusive, but love has stronger ways. So open up and let it go away. I love you, no matter what you do. I hold you in my heart for all that you've been through. Hold me up when I'm feeling down.
Caught up with that. All right, cool. Yeah, I have your number still. We can go together. Yep. I'll introduce you to some folks around there and warn you about a couple of people. It has gotten a little weird there with a few people, but yeah. had a question earlier too. They have 3 by 4 times the number, 3 to 4 times the number of school lookouts in Albany Park today. Yeah, that's crazy. And yeah, around here in Old Irving Park, the Portage Park, Six Corners area, we have many more lookouts as well. They're really hitting this area with Latinos on the north side hard, including Albany Park. So we're just trying to do as best as we can. I'm on one of those rapid response teams. So that's one of the things like I have to deal with all the time, trying to figure out, okay, I have this amount of spare time. Do I stay back and do this during this time, or go over there and document what's actually happening? Because without that documentation, especially if Nana isn't there and we're switching off and such, I think it's crucial to have that documentation.
A dream seen by so many people, but so many people are watching them go.
Questions about FOIA. Yeah, I know that there's been multiple FOIA requests about the inside of the detention center, and that was something I was going to play too. But yeah, a judge ordered it. I'd probably find it on Instagram quicker than anything. I could just play that, but find that.
A lot of things, including the right to legal counsel and to have a judge opine on the propriety and legality of what ICE is trying to do. I'm not an immigration lawyer, but clearly what's happening when people are whisked off the street by federal officers that do not have name tags or any insignia. We have no idea what agency they're working for, some of whom are denied their due process rights clearly. Some are whisked out of the country on an expedited basis without any opportunity to even speak to a lawyer or appear before a judge. So it's really appalling, and it goes contrary to our fundamental understanding of what it is to be in America. We're supposed to have due process in this country.
Okay. So yeah, there is one clip that I want you all to hear. When I come across it, I'll play it for you. But the judge pretty much sums up the deplorable conditions of all of the testimony that was brought before them and compares it to a concentration camp. This is what me and some other documentarians have been saying since we've been going out there for over 5 weeks now, around 5 weeks now, because we've been interviewing people that have been arrested. They're detained or arrested, and they go into the processing center there first before they would go out to downtown prison and then let out. And they have seen firsthand what these places look like for hours upon hours upon hours, and what kind of food they get, what the toilets look like, bathing, etc., etc., etc. So we've known from the reports for a couple of months now. Yet as of yesterday, just as of yesterday, finally, we have the Alphabet Soup News actually reporting on the filing and the findings of the judge, stating that, yes, these are inhumane conditions. And as of Friday, they had 2 days. So this filing went as of 5 p.m. Wednesday afternoon, yesterday. And they are to comply as of tomorrow, not sure what time, to make sure that these conditions are much more sanitary. People get meals as they should, more water, have beds, have chairs, etc., etc., etc. I mean, it's so much for them to do in 2 days. I highly doubt they'll be able to do it, but anything is better than nothing. So I'll keep on playing what I was playing while I surf here.
There'll be grants and mistakes, but I won't go. There's something you gotta know. I never
Where the agency that put up various, so that would be the Broadview mayor. She's the one that decided. So it's the Broadview Village, and the mayor is the one that has ultimate rights on saying whether or not things should stay, go, change, etc., etc.
Today might be shit. Yesterday wasn't so bad, but you're not ready for the rest. You got to pull yourself together. There's a future ahead. Look forward to tomorrow, 'cause you can walk away from all of those. Oh, wait, did I forget? There's something you gotta know. I never loved you better, my lover.
I could just play the shorts, actually. That might be easier. And then I could link it to the video. That's what I'll do.
I'm feeling unsettled, and I'm feeling kinda sad. Can't get it off me, you make me feel so bad. Hold me, don't let it go away. Find me, don't let it go so easily. Show me what you never got to share. Because I care, I care, I care. I'm feeling unsettled, and I'm feeling kinda sad. Can't get it off me.
So let me see what I can play here. Because I said that I would do and show the perp walk that he did, or I mean not the walk that he was doing where he was getting very, you know, comfy with the cameras and such, and he had his own press circuit there. So I wanted to show that. And let's see, go back to here. Hit play. Oh. Hold on. The Bluetooth. Okay.
My silver PRO chip MacBook 1.4.
You don't recognize him, right? He's standing there like for pictures. It's weird. It's exactly what he wants. Like, yeah, left side, right side. Don't turn this way for the flash, for the flash. Come on, guys. Lavina, come on. Yes, that's what it looks like. Didn't that look like to you? It looked like a red carpet scene from the Oscars.
All right, so that's one of my shorts. If you go to, whoops, there's a way. I'll pause it here. You click on a certain area. Probably I can't do it from my channel, but from someone else on an outside channel, you can see to go to the direct video where it came from, just so you can see that I didn't edit anything aside from putting these words up on the screen. So yeah. Anyhow, I will put this back up by the fire. Zoom back out. And looks like I need more fire going, so let me do that as I play.
You make me feel so bad. Feeling unsettled, and I'm feeling kinda sad.
I'll get back to your chat, back to the chat here, in case there's any more questions.
You make me feel so bad.
And if you have questions for me and why I started doing this, feel free to ask me about that too. I think I typically say that in most videos that I do, but there may be some new folks or some that have missed that part. Strutting turd. Yes, right, Rodney? He was definitely strutting his stuff there, and it was making me so angry after. And that was right after the white t-shirt guy went down, and he was pleading. He was bleeding, and pleading for his life. And then the guy in the red shirt, who turned out to be Robert, the lawyer, who runs marathons, I believe, outran ICE. And the only reason he was caught, I didn't know he was caught at the time, but he was caught because he came upon a fence. So he was kind of trapped, and he was caught. They couldn't charge him with anything, though. They figured, okay, he's a lawyer. He's going to be able to get out of this no matter what or whatever. So they didn't even try. And all charges were dismissed with him.
I'm feeling unsettled, and I'm feeling kind of sad.
I assume the division between Broadview and Maywood is down the middle of the street. Pretty much, Twilla. I mean, Broadview, Maywood, and Melrose Park are all there super close together. Bellwood, too. Hillside is right there, super duper close. Lyons isn't that far. So, yeah, there's a group of tiny, small villages. And I say tiny, I would say, I'm telling you, Broadview is a village of 5,000. Okay, so that is quite small. When I'm thinking of the town, one of the towns that I grew up in, of 11,000, yeah, that pales in comparison to this. So. And that was in a different state. Starting turd. Nance, is that the day that the guy beside you was telling you Vivino was there? Vivino there was wood on the left side of the tent. So that is the same night that, and I do have footage of that too if you want to see it. I have a short of it and the actual footage that's more lengthy. But it's funny in a way because I have my footage that goes against their footage. Again, they made an AI video of it. And my footage shows the real deal. It was alive. You can't manipulate alive unless you download it, make it a video, all this stuff that I really don't have the time, patience, or understanding on how to do, really. I'm not that great of an editor. So that's why I just do lives unedited. One of the main reasons. But my number one reason is I don't want things edited. I want to see how things transpire. If that takes longer, then it takes longer. Anyways, one of the people that were there that was wearing a MAGA hat said, hey, ICE, hey, Bavino, hey, check beside the tent. Beside the tent, they have boards. Okay. So a few minutes later, they come up the street, and what do? They go not only beside the tent, they ransack both tents. Everything is not only pepper sprayed by the bullets, but tear gassed. So all of the items are pretty much destroyed. You can't reuse those items. And these are very expensive items that were donated to this tent, this medical tent, not protester tent, medical tent. And my footage shows them ransacking the tent and then collecting signs, protesting signs, and putting them in the back of a truck. Their AI video shows that they're just collecting boards, and in the back of the boards are knives, holders, like shield holders, spikes through the boards, all this and that. So I would love to be able to edit that and show a side-by-side footage comparison of what actually transpired with the live, unedited live, and then their AI footage. It was so just crazy that they did that. Yet people will believe it. People will see it and believe it. So it is what it is. But yeah, if I could get some help with editing that, because I'm not the best editor. And I don't want you to edit anything of my footage. I just want you to be able to put them side by side. If I could get someone to do that, that would be great. Tiny Tyrant loves the attention. Oh, did we have a troll in here? I missed that. Okay, sorry. Hey, Bopino, nice to see you. Then they tore up the stuff in the tents. Yes, it was ransacked like crazy. All of the things were tossed up in the air. Everything was organized, labeled to the T. We had masks, hygiene products, things to flush your eyes out, different types of things to flush your eyes out, all of these things, and it just went to waste after that day. Such a shame. I was so mad. And I do have footage of when they ransacked the tents and the aftermath, when I went inside the tents and were asking people, were you in here? When they came into the tents, were you in here? Were you in here? None of them had been. They were just looking for supplies, which were very much harder to find since they weren't alphabetized and organized as they were. So, yeah, it just, and then later on I talked to someone who was like kind of in charge of the tent. She kept it really organized. It was just really a bummer, a shame for her to have to deal with all of that. And people take turns with all of that, but she dealt with it the most, I think. What, they made AI videos of it? Pathetic. Yes, they did. They did. Not only that, but there were AI videos made of a certain person who came in a couple weeks ago, who is buddy with Derek now. I'm sure you'll know his name, but yeah, he's transformed Derek's life. And this guy goes in and takes pictures and with AI editing, sends them to the mayor of Broadview, and guess what happens? A few days later, the tents have to come down. Okay? So, yeah, this AI stuff is not really helping folks out at all, especially in protest areas. And why not dissect those? Like, if you really wanted to investigate that out, you could easily see if it was tampered with AI. But I think she's biased in that many people are against her in Broadview currently and have been for a while because they're on the side of anti-ICE protesters. I went to the last town hall meeting and she only allowed 2 speakers, and those 2 speakers were pro her. Not anti-ICE, but pro her. Bavino is a tiny siren. Isn't that when you were showing his red carpet son? Yeah, that was crazy. I hate doing the shorts. I'm not very good at it. I'm very shaky with my hands and stuff. But I do the best that I can, and I'll send it on to people that can look at it and evaluate it for themselves. And then definitely link it to the main video that was never edited whatsoever. So, yeah. Has anyone been in and out of chats over on at Broadview today? I really wanted to go, but did not get a chance because of just not feeling all that well.
This message is for anybody working.
Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Be right back, folks.
I just learned that everybody's running. Everybody's running for their dreams, but they're slowing me down. They're taking our time. They're taking our time. They're gonna use you up in time. So now you've got to dream loud. Who do you want to be? Dream loud. Who do you want to talk to when you're alone? Who do you want to be when you leave this world? Bad days turns into good days. Let's keep it forever, but not without the truth. Don't let them slow you down. They're taking our time. They're taking our time. They're gonna use you up in time. So now you got to dream love, dream love. Who do you want to be? Dream love, dream love. Who do you want to talk to when you're alone? You're alone. Who do you want to be when you leave this world? You got to dream love, dream love. Who do you want to be? Dream love, dream love. Who do you want to talk to when you're alone? You're alone. Who do you want to be? You are who you are. Dreamer, dreamer. You are the dreamer, dreamer. You are the
All right, I am back. What did I miss? Hopefully not much.
dream love, dream love. Who do you want to be?
Turn it down a little bit so we can hear one another. Bobino. You said that you couldn't find a stream from Broadview, but I did try. Like the AI stream or another stream that showed like a point of view that showed that all that they were picking up was signs, protest signs. Just curious. And Twilla, you said something in me broke yesterday when I heard Quigley's speech. They know how hard the impact has been on Albany Park. My alderman. Crickets. Really? Your alderman didn't speak up in Albany Park? Oh. Cricket, you're concerned for New York City because the president is mad? Yeah. I think a lot of those on the right, far right, MAGA, are very mad if they are up to par, and knowing what just happened with the recent elections where they lost big time. It was a huge blue wave that went through, and it's the biggest blue wave they've seen since 1969, is what I heard. Got to run to another gig. Take care, all. See you soon. All right, take care, Cricket. So, yeah, big blue wave.
When I'm feeling down, you turn me back to happy. Dynamite. You never tell me no. You never say goodbye. So as long as you're here, you'll always be my happy.
But yeah, so we've been on for, how long have we been on for? I'm not sure. Like an hour and a half or so. Showed some clips. I know we had some technical difficulties. If there's certain things you want me to play, I can play them. I have some clips from Jolly and such. I could play in the background, but, or we could just end this. This part of the Albany Park has not made a public statement, to the best of my knowledge. Wow, Tula. I'm sorry. Yeah, I hear you, both Bino. Unfortunately, Nana's not out there tonight, and the streamers that I do know that would be live are are more on the MAGA side, and I don't know if I can deal with that right now. I'm already having a kind of a crap day. But I definitely have FOMO. I wanted to go out there myself. I was actually on my way, and then I realized I locked myself out of my car and then the house. So, couldn't do it. And I would have been dragging anyways because of how I'm feeling. But that's what definitely stopped me. And I was like, screw it. I'll just do a fire, do a Q&A or something. A little something so that people can get an understanding of where my viewpoints lay. I've been kind of gray in that area. But yeah, I'm not a robot. I definitely lean in certain ways, but not because of the political content within each area. It's more, what aligns with my values and such.
You think you could loan an out. Whoa, I'm feeling desperate now. I'll give you everything.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Bobina. Just let me see if I can find one that isn't the typical character that I see out there that now is doing a lot of the MAGA stuff. Or kind of hiding behind a certain thing.
Lost in my head, I cannot help but repeat the ways you kept me all to yourself. Drained and overwhelmed, I thought we could work it out. Whoa, controlling me on my ground. I gave up everything I've got, You see me pouring out, and that's when you took your shot.
50 minutes until protest. I mean the end of curfew.
You got me now, I'm here with nothing else. Lost in my head, I cannot help but repeat.
It's not coming through. They're not. It doesn't look like they have a very good signal over there. I'm not sure if it's the clouds or what. I've clicked on 2 already, and if you all know one that has a better signal, let me know. I do not have TikTok installed. I will not install TikTok. So there's that. So it's mainly just YouTube here.
It's quiet out. I had a few moments on my own. Whoa, to see your dark side and see your real intention. You got me now.
Really don't appreciate all the horns and cold.
I cannot help but repeat the ways you kept me all to yourself.
The wrong chat.
You're lost and found, but I made it on my own. Just wanted to let you know in case you have to leave me like you did before. Just do what's best for you. Well, it's not over until it's over.
So, I mean, if you guys want to go and find stuff on your own, that's cool. I can wrap things up here. This has gone longer than I thought it would anyways. So I appreciate you all coming in. But yeah, I'm just seeing two particular channels that are pretty MAGA. And yeah, it's pretty hard for me to even say the names of those channels now. We good, folks? Shall we call it? Hit the like button if you haven't. If you're new, subscribe. But I think I recognized all the names that were in the chat anyways. If you're a lurker, please subscribe. If you're wanting to catch breaking news on the ICE facility, not a detention center. Per the judge, she deemed it like a concentration camp. So there you go. It's what we've been saying for over 5 weeks now, and now at least the judge is saying it. So there's just progress being made. It's just slow progress. We'll continue to cover it as much as we can. All right. Have a good night, Swola. Good night, Bobino. I think Crooked already left. And for the rest of you, Jess, Joe, Pooh. All right. Yeah, I have no interest in MAGA channels, but I hope you feel better and have a great rest of your night. Yes, thank you. And I hope that you guys are okay with what I did with the channel. I really cut back. It's going to be a much safer chat to chat in. I'm not going to have all those MAGA folks in there anymore. There's no need for it. So I just want a safe chat. Or I think I was deluding myself when I thought that people could debate one another and not throw insults. And that was my original spouting out to the channel. And then more and more as time went on, 5 weeks, nothing changed. So just getting rid of that rule and just letting folks that are more like-minded be here to have a safe space and chit-chat. So that's the deal. I guess the main rules will be no homophobic, xenophobic remarks in the chat. Respect one another. That's about it, right? All right. So you all take care. Have a great night. And I will see you out there soon. As soon as I know, I will let you all know. Or I'll just pop up live and hopefully you all will join. So make sure that notification bell is on. Okay? All right. You take care. And I will end this. I was going to show you. All right, here we go. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.